Support for Trifles comes from listeners like you, who support us through Patreon and Substack. Bonus material, thank you gifts, and more await at patreon.com/trifles and at trifles.substack.com. And now you can enjoy some Trifles swag, mugs, notepads, and oval stickers, available in our store. Find it at ihearofsherlock.com/merchandise.
Welcome to Trifles, a weekly podcast about the Sherlock Holmes stories.
It is, of course, a trifle, but there is nothing so important as trifles.
Yes, there were 3 gables, 5 orange pips, and a sign of 4, but there are hundreds of other details to pick apart in the stories.
Pray, be precise as to details.
You know the plots, but what about the minutiae? Have you ever stopped to wonder about how much money Holmes actually collected from the Duke of Holderness? Or why Watson constantly had to read the telegrams to him?
You are very inquisitive, Mr. Holmes.
It is my business to know what other people don't know.
Scott Monty and Burt Wolder will have the answers to these questions and more in Trifles.
The game's afoot.
Episode 495, Female Villains. Hello there, and welcome to Trifles, the podcast where we get into the minutiae in the Sherlock Holmes stories. I'm Scott Monty.
I'm Burt Wolder.
And Burt, you're sounding quite villainous today. That's great. That's great. I suppose it could have been worse. I could have said you're sounding quite female today.
Well, that's absolutely right. That could have been a lot worse.
Yes, we'll be doing this a cappella. Falsetto.
Falsetto.
That was my favorite Shakespearean character.
Falsetto.
Yes.
He was lovely, except his nose kept falling off in the third act.
It happens. Well, we are here to talk to you about a very particular strain of women in the canon, and that is women who were up to no good.
What?
Yes, I know. Well, we'll, and we may have a follow-up episode next month, at the end of next month, that is kind of an adjunct to this. But let's just say there are some women in the Sherlock Holmes stories who did not have people's best interests in mind. Well, they had their own best interest in mind. That didn't always necessarily work out, however. And we'll explore exactly what that means. If you'd like to support us, we have a variety of ways for you to do that. Look, you can purchase Trifles merch. You can buy Trifles notepads or Trifles mugs. The proceeds help to support the show, and you get a great item to put right on your desk. You can jot notes to Sherlockian friends with our notepads, or reminders to yourself to tune into the show every week, and pour a beverage of your choice into that mug and sip at it while you are leaning back and falling asleep listening to us. We can also offer you membership on our Patreon and Substack sites. Both of those have content that is exclusive to our paid membership. You get ad-free episodes, and you get access to trifling trifles, as well as other occasional content we may put out, bloopers, things like that. And the whole community is available to you. So check those out at trifles.substack.com and patreon.com/trifles. And thank you for your support. Well, Bert, as you were saying in the introduction there, yes, it's time to address some female villains. And I thought I'd kick us off here by looking at the first female villain we ever come across. And that was in, do you know which story?
No.
It was in The Sign of Four, an unnamed woman. Yes. As Watson was enamored with Mary Morstan, and was marveling. I think it was the end of chapter 2. Was marveling at Holmes kind of conducting himself as an automaton, an emotionless, calculating machine. Holmes said, it's of the first importance not to allow your judgment to be biased by personal qualities. A client to me is a mere unit, a factor in a problem. The emotional qualities are antagonistic to clear reasoning. I assure you, the most winning woman I ever knew was hanged for poisoning 3 little children for their insurance money. And the most repellent man of my acquaintance is a philanthropist who has spent nearly $250,000 upon the London poor.
Interesting. I wonder who that woman was. Of course, there is, you could say, a woman who preceded her in villainy, or at least assisting villainy, and that's in Study in Scarlet.
Oh?
Yes, because we have the woman who reclaims the ring and who then disappears.
Do we know that's a woman, though?
Well, we don't know that it's not a woman.
That's true.
And she comes into Baker Street, and Holmes does not say, "Take off that disguise. Woman be damned." I've made a study of the ears of women, and those are not ears of a woman. No, he doesn't say anything like that. No.
Would have been hilarious if he clawed at her face. What a fake mask. Take that off. Wasn't there a spoof like that where someone tried to take what was ostensibly a mask off of the person, and it was their actual face?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a comic, frequently repeated comic.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was a Sherlock Holmes movie like that, though.
Oh, well, if anybody would have done it, it would have been Eugene Wilder or John
Without
Cleese.
a Clue.
Yeah, John Cleese.
Or Without a Clue. Michael Caine,
true.
right? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I have to go back and or the Holmes and Watson, which I haven't seen, sadly.
Oh, I haven't seen it either, but I'm not sad about that. well, that wasn't it? What's the name of the great artist, Will? Who did an early Mad magazine? The Sherlock Holmes spoof in Mad magazine in the 50s or the 60s. Will Elder.
Will Elder, okay.
Yeah, who had Holmes doing all sorts of things, and I'm sure there was a mask thing in that particular comic.
Yeah. It could have been.
And I'm wearing a mask right now.
Actually, now that I think about it, there was a scene like that in the Firesign Theaters album.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Watson was dressed up like a tree, I think. And a dog was following him around. Anyway, we're way off topic here, which is
but
neither...
it's just a trifle.
There it is.
Yeah.
But beyond these unnamed people in Study in Scarlet and Sign of Four, where else do we find some female villains?
Well, once you start looking around, it turns out we find them all over the place. One of the prominent ones you can find in the Beryl Coronet. And that would be Mary Holder, poor old Alexander Holder's niece, who actually conspires with the villainous George Burnwell in the theft of the coronet and in the removal of all of those jewels, which is what their intent is anyway.
Yeah, and she ended up fleeing at the end of that. She left a note for her uncle, and I know her cousin was particularly heartbroken over that because he kind of thought highly of her.
Yeah.
But she ran off and was never seen again.
Yeah.
So there was that. Also, in that original collection of stories, The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle. We had James Ryder, of course, being accused of having, well, if not stolen the jewel, at least absconded with it, hiding it in a goose. And as he is making his tearful admission to Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson in 221B, he said it was Catherine Cusack who told me of it. he said in a cracking voice. "I see. Her ladyship's maid." Holmes says, "Well, the temptation of sudden wealth so easily acquired was too much for you." And and at that point, Ryder kind of threw himself on the mercy of the court. But he said, you made some small job in my lady's room, you and your confederate Cusack, and you managed that Horner should be the man to be sent for.
Now, we do have many other female villains in the canon, some who are quite prominent, but one who is prominent but perhaps thought of less would be in The Norwood Builder, and that is Jonas Oldacre's, you might say helpmate, Mrs. Lexington, who seems to have no qualms at all about the fact that Mr. Oldacre has sort of taken it on himself to squirrel himself away and pretend to be dead. Just another day in the neighborhood, according to Mrs. Lexington. Yeah.
Well, she was described as a little, dark, silent person with suspicious and sidelong eyes. Interesting. And we later find out that it was Mrs. Lexington who drew the night constable's attention to the bloody thumbprint. So very clearly, Oldacre came out of hiding for a bit, concocted this seemingly foolproof trap to frame young John Hector McFarlane, and had Mrs. Lexington's absolute help in pulling it off.
And then another female villain who really is a villain. She certainly had her own issues and reasons and motivations, but this is Maria Pinto. Maria Pinto Gibson in The Problem of Thor Bridge, who, on her way to shuffling off the planet, decides to point the finger at a completely innocent woman and leave this incriminating hoax behind her.
Yeah, she definitely operated with malice aforethought. And she saw this project through right to its very end. Incidentally, I'm working on a cocktail called the Pinto Gibson, and instead of a cocktail onion, you use a kidney bean. I don't know if that'll go over well.
Well, that's a lot better than its predecessor, the Ford Pinto Gibson, which I think exploded before you could actually have the onion.
That took the bridge with it. Yeah, that's great. Okay, well, in addition to Maria Gibson, let's see, who else do we have in the lineup here? It looks like, I'm just referring to my notes. If we get ourselves over to Lady Frances Carfax.
Oh, right.
This drifting and friendless woman was taken in by not one, but a pair of con artists. The Reverend Holy Peters, or Dr. Schlesinger, and his wife. They were a matched set, so she made it possible for Schlesinger / Peters to do his thing, and was part of the entire plot, and was well aware of what was going on there. So, was she ever named outside of being Mrs. Schlesinger?
Not that I remember, no.
Or Mrs. Peters?
Not that I remember.
Was it?
In fact, do we know that they're married, or is it just? Is it declarative that they're married?
Let's see. Actually, we do know. So, the Reverend Dr. Schlesinger, a missionary from South America, is none other than Holy Peters, one of the most unscrupulous rascals that Australia has ever evolved. His particular specialty is the beguiling of lonely ladies by playing upon their religious feelings. And his so-called wife, an English woman named Fraser, is a worthy helpmate.
An English woman, so it's so-called wife.
So-called wife. I mean, she could just be playing a part as well.
So it's Miss or Mrs. or Ms. Fraser, not Schlesinger or Peters.
Oh. The poor lady is in the hands of a most infernal couple who will stick at nothing. Nothing, Watson.
Nothing.
There we have it. That's a good one.
And then we've got somebody that I just thought of who is, she certainly isn't a villain, though. But I was thinking of Lady Hilda Trelawney Hope from Second Stain, who, well, let's put it this way. I mean, she's motivated to protect, she has her motivations, but what she's doing is dealing with a spy. Which is not done. And
right.
That certainly puts her on the wrong side of the ledger.
It does. And this kind of bleeds into the follow-up episode that we're going to do. We're going to talk about females who were, women who were involved in some things like this, but perhaps were victims as well as villains. So it's an interesting one because you could make the case either way,
Yeah.
Clearly,
and Kitty Winter will be right next to her.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. But clearly one who, I would put this one on maybe 75% villain, 25% victim, Isadora Klein in The Three Gables. She would stop at nothing to take down the man who broke her heart, basically, or whose heart she broke, I guess. And he ended up committing suicide, or at least dying of natural causes after having dealt with a very nasty breakup. And then she went lock, stock, and barrel at Mrs. Maberly to try and purchase her entire estate out from under her in order to, I don't know that it's rescue her reputation, but save her reputation from further damage.
Yeah, but she's a real stinker from the word go, isn't she? I mean, is there anything redeeming about Isadora Klein? I mean, she's...
just that for a brief moment you could feel a little sympathy for her, that that Maberly may not have been quite fair to her in his memoir, although who's to say? Yeah. Who's to say?
Well, he was clearly unhappy about it, so... She behaved shabbily, let's say. Isadora Klein. Yeah. When you hire thieves, break into people's houses, try to steal manuscripts, ruin people's lives, you can only do so much of that during the week. I mean, you have to stop for a cup of tea, maybe take in a play. I mean,
it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Well, we come to our final villain. And again, this is one that you would almost miss if you weren't paying attention. If I said to you, the Black Pearl of the Borgias. Oh. Yes.
Always.
Well, this is a jewel that went missing from the Prince of Colonna's bedroom at the Dakra Hotel and eventually made its way to... Gelder and Company of Stepney.
Yeah.
Holmes says, you remember Lestrade, the sensation caused by the disappearance of this valuable jewel and the vain efforts of the London police to recover it? I myself was consulted upon the case, but I was unable to throw any light upon it. Suspicion fell upon the maid of the princess, who was an Italian, and it was proved that she had a brother in London, but we failed to trace any connection between them. The maid's name? Lucrezia Venucci. And there is no doubt in my mind that it was this Pietro who was murdered 2 nights ago. That was her brother.
Now, this is one of my favorite areas of crossover between the world of Sherlock Holmes and the world of Star Trek. And occasionally this comes up in conversation, and I like to drop it and occasionally mystify people.
Yes.
So do you know the crossover here? What
Marina Sirtis.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
And this gave, of course, now in the adaptation of Six Napoleons, it didn't make it completely from the page to the screen in exactly the same way. But this gave Jeremy Brett the opportunity a couple of times to say, Papa Venucci.
Papa Venucci.
And Lucrezia Venucci.
Yes.
And so, but I think Marina Sirtis, who played Counselor Troy in Star Trek The Next Generation, had no lines in Six Napoleons.
Not in English, no. There was a lot of arguing between she and Pietro.
Oh, in the adaptation?
Because her boyfriend was Beppo in that, at least.
Wait a minute, wasn't that Zeppo?
No. You're thinking of Harpo.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, no, give me a couple of Chicos and I'll be fine.
There you go.
The Beppo was the go-between of Pietro and his sister. And, of course, there was that picture that had been torn in half, where it was clearly a relationship that was severed very, very visibly there with the photograph. So, and you can tell that she was pleading with her father in Italian, who was sending Pietro after Beppo to murder him, and probably because Pietro made off with the pearl. Beppo made off with the pearl. So. Well, there you have it.
There you have it. Indeed.
And so would that not necessarily be a trifle, but a Neapolitan?
Well, I think it's a profiterole.
And that's just a profiterole.
Yeah.
It is, of course, a trifle, but there is nothing so important as trifles.
Please join us again next week for another installment of Trifles. Show notes are available on SherlockHolmesPodcast.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and be sure to check out our longer show, I Hear of Sherlock Everywhere, where we interview notable Sherlockians and share news of the Sherlockian world.
You take my breath away, Mr. Holmes.
L'ho amato, lo amo ancora, che posso farci? Gli ho creduto con tutte le mie forze.
Puttana! Hai messo la nostra vita e il nostro orgoglio nelle sue mani! Sei peggio di una puttana! E ti permetti pure di aprire bocca e parlarmi delle tue vigliaccherie con orgoglio!
L'ho amato, lo amo ancora con tutto il mio cuore!
Sputi veleno, la tua bocca è piena di fango!
Lasciami perdere! Vorrei essere con lui in questo momento!
Mi fai schifo, puttana!
La mia vita è sua, lo amo!